Hey everyone, it's Callie coming again with OF Studios. I'm here talking to you today. A lot of times people will ask this question if you find out you're in film, like who's your favorite director? And I would say that I have different people that inspire me at different times and different time periods. Um, I would say round off the beginning of the list would be John G. Adelson. He's the director of the first Rocky. He also was the director of the first Karate Kid franchise. And what I liked about his stuff is um, that he is one of the guys. I generally like guys that can go. I think can do your film under budget, or can do a film. They don't have to necessarily. As much as I like sci-fi, don't have to um, do $1 million budget. I mean, not of course over a million, but don't have to do don't have to have the biggest budget in order to give you something. But I think he's really good at capturing the whole never give up attitude in films and making something be basic and realistic and grounded. But while at the same time making you feel like you can do anything. And the boxing and the karate in those movies were really kind of a MacGuffin when the real story was about transition um, you know, in the Karate Kid movies, especially the first two, coming of age. Um, and I really, if I had not gotten and seen those films, I don't know if I would have ever gotten into movies or liked any of them. I mean, liked any movies enough to even think about directing or writing or being in anything at all. Um, Now, I did see the first Rocky later, but if it hadn't been for what he did in the first Rocky, um, there wouldn't have been a Rocky 3 or 2 or 4 or 5, and even a Creed. Um, another director that inspired me, the Tony Scott, and I miss Tony Scott. He is awesome with just doing action shots and making every shot seem to move, and those sweeping shots that he would just set up, and um, just everything seemed to move, and you can tell when you're watching his films, and everything just seems so alive. And then he has the parts that just kind of have that exposition to tell you what the character's doing, and then he goes right into he finds a way to he found the way to just make action just move. And I loved his tempo, just the way he would push a story, push a story around. I loved the action stuff that he did. And Man Under Fire, which a lot of people it was very different as far as the cinematography for the way it was shot. But I remember watching, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks so different, but it was so attractive. He has he had very pretty shots. Um, so I I loved his movies. Deja Vu, which was really cool, and I loved loved watching everything he did. I don't think there's ever been a film he did that I went, I had a problem. I got something from everything he did. I got something, and he was probably the first director that I really wanted to kind of copy his style, and I had to realize I'm not him, so I can't do it. Not to try and be mini Tony Scott is not needed. He's he was who he was, and I am who I am. But he was probably the first person that made me want to. I liked his style so much I wanted to copy his style. I always, for everyone else, I was like, I like your style, but I want to do my own. Another director that inspired me, and he's got a lot of slack lately. They kind of been loosening up on it. Is in Lock Shyamalan, and a lot of people get on him. I think about the way he shoots movies and all that. The twist thing. But I think he's been kind of laxing down on that. But the reason I like him is because I think he's excellent at expositions. He's really awesome at setting up characters and doing things. He's another guy that doesn't have to have a lot of times a big budget in order to do something, but he can do something with a big budget. But I think he's better in an enclosed environment. My favorite movie that he did is Sixth Sense, and then after that, Unbreakable. But he's very good at, I think, doing closed environments of stuff, and I think that's where he's at his best to me, you know. So I'm inspired by him. Um, and the other guy I was going to mention, he's getting slack a lot now, and I'm hoping that he sticks with the franchises, and that's Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder does the most beautiful shots I've seen currently now, and just capturing stuff. His 300, the slowing down action sequences, um, just beautiful shots of things, and that's what the director does. Another person, Spike Lee, who just seeing at the time that he was the young black director um, come up and say, I'm going to do it this way, and he did it. And I like that he did guerrilla shooting. I think maxed out all of his credit cards. Um, he's still directing now, but his Malcolm X um, is just awesome. But my favorite movie he ever did, and on my top 10 movies of all time, is Crooklyn. Um, as I said before, I'm huge into transition, how a person goes through, and to kind of slice of life. I thought that's one of my favorite movies of all times. I think that was one of the best movies I've ever seen. Um, I'm about to run out. I have some things I have to do and take care of today, but those are some guys that inspired me really into directing and made me want to do it and made me feel like, hey, there's a little bit of voice. They're kind of pitching to my voice, and I want to do this. And I love film so much. I'm going to do one on favorite actors and things, and I also want to do one on Bible verses and books of the Bible that inspired me, because I want to do this as also film, but like I said, I stand as uh, I'm I'm minister in all things you do. If you're a Christian, you minister to people. So I want to do that as well. That's all for right now. You guys take care. Have a good Fourth. I don't hear from you. Peace.